Impending financial crisis due to debt, alternative asset bubbles have popped, and EV bloodbath. Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Please also share this video with your friends. Thank you for your support. Today, I read several financial news articles. I've included links to the articles in the description below. I encourage you to read the articles to support the authors and news sources. As a private American citizen, I'd like to report and share my transformative thoughts through commentary regarding small sections of these articles that are of public interest. Today, I read an article on Yahoo Finance put out by Fox Business and written by Alicia Warrant, titled, "Billionaire Investor Warns Over Impending Financial Crisis. Nobody knows when it will hit." The author references the Omega Family Office CEO, Leon Cooperman, who warns that the U.S. is heading towards a financial crisis, arguing nobody knows when it will hit. Well, my friends, I agree with him 100% on his last point, which is nobody knows when it will hit. So many financial experts and economists have been predicting a crash for years, and it has not yet come to fruition. Many people who listened to them lost out on a lot of gains in the real estate market and the stock market. There have been several perma-bears out there for years claiming the sky is about to fall. I'm not saying that we couldn't see a financial crisis unfold here in America or across the globe. It certainly could happen, but nobody knows when. Many believe it's not possible because central banks will come to the rescue like they have done in the past. Maybe they are right, but let me ask you this. What if they try and the relief is short-lived? What if they lose control? Then what? Getting back to the article, Leon Cooperman warns about the state of the U.S. economy after assessing the country's massive debt that is out of control. He also said those who are looking for 6 rate cuts are smoking some substance. He believes we will be lucky to see 3. In my opinion, anything is possible, especially since this is an election year. Even though the Federal Reserve is supposed to be independent, I have to wonder what transpires behind the scenes. It may get very interesting as we approach the election this year. I read some of the comments beneath this article, and I found some of them to be very interesting. I'll share some of these comments with you. One commenter wrote, "I would like to see his actual actions versus his talk. He has been on TV calling for a recession and a depression for years. He must be pretty sorry he missed the rally in stocks." The next commenter wrote, "The real problem is almost everyone is invested in the market. 401ks keep it going and eventually it will crash and 401ks will be worthless. You can't have a market that everyone has a piece of. The big money will get out quickly, but you won't have time to cash in your 401ks. Well, my friends, this commenter hits on a good point. The exit doors are small when everyone is rushing to get out of the burning building. In some 401k plans, you can only move your money around so many times before limitations are imposed. Now keep in mind that conventional wisdom suggests timing the market is foolish because no one can nail the top or the bottom. Therefore, a better approach is sticking with a well-diversified portfolio over the long haul and continuing to dollar cost average into investments. Note I said conventional wisdom suggests this. I am not providing financial advice of any kind. The next commenter said, "Printing press prosperity is what we have for now. It's all we have known for the last 40 years. As long as the dollar is the world's currency, we can continue to pull it off." In my opinion, the dollar is going to stay the reserve currency for the foreseeable future. There are a lot of people who think this is going to change sometime very soon. I completely disagree that this is going to happen quickly. Now here is the most interesting comment out of all that I read. This person wrote, "It has already hit. Just the top 10% have not felt it yet." This comment probably resonates with a lot of everyday Americans who are struggling financially. Life has gotten incredibly expensive and incredibly difficult for many Americans in the lower middle class, working poor, underclass, and lower class. Those classified as the poor who live below the poverty line with limited to no participation in the labor force also struggle, but social programs often provide some support. If we do see a big correction in the stock market or the real estate market, the top 10% may join everyone else in feeling some financial discomfort. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. One thing is clear to me, the exuberance from the past few years is slowing and slowing fast. I read an article today on Yahoo Finance put out by Business Insider and written by George Glover titled, "Whiskey, Rolexes, and Trading Cards are in a spiraling crash as the bubbles have popped in collectibles." According to the author, the price of non-traditional assets like whiskey and trading cards and luxury watches tumbled in 2023 as consumers responded to high inflation and rising interest rates by cutting back their spending on big-ticket items. I'll share a quote with you from this article. Yes, the bubbles have popped. The frothy markets of 2020 to 2022 are no more. The author indicates trading cards are now on a 2-year skid. NFTs are now trading at near worthless valuations. The rare whiskey icon 100 index, which tracks the price of 100 celebrated bottles of scotch, tumbled 22% between May 2022 and November 2023. The champagne 50 gauge fell 18% in the past year. Watch Chart's overall market index, which tracks the price of 60 luxury timepieces, has dropped 13% over the past year. I find this to be so interesting. I am not surprised one bit by any of this. I never understood the fascination with NFTs. I would never waste money on an NFT. Many luxury watches are truly a work of art, especially some high-end Patek Philippe models. I think if you are going to speculate in alternative asset classes like luxury watches or trading cards, you need to enter into these investments with the understanding that you could lose a lot of money, but you will still have the asset that you can enjoy. If you buy something you enjoy, you may not feel the same pain if the value drops. Plus, you never know what is going to happen in the long run. Some of the vintage Rolex models have sold for crazy money in recent years. Some people who bought these back in the 1960s probably wanted something cool, or maybe they had a purpose for the watch, such as a diver wanting a Submariner. I'm sure some never imagined how much these watches would be worth a half a century later. I personally have purchased some very scarce alternative assets. Some may increase in value over the long run, but I did not purchase these items because of that. I purchased these items because I wanted to own some rare items that are beautiful to me. I also like owning scarce items that even the ultra-wealthy individuals in the capitalist class would have a hard time acquiring. After being burglarized several years ago, I'm reluctant to talk publicly on YouTube about what I have purchased. It is too bad that one bad actor had to ruin it for everyone, because I think some of you would find the items that I own to be very interesting. The person who burglarized me is still in jail, which is comforting, but I still lost a lot of money since the police were only able to recover a portion of that stolen property. Theft is something that you need to worry about if you are going to speculate in trading cards, luxury watches, rare whiskey, or champagne. Even if you have a large safe, a central station alarm system, and cameras, there are no guarantees. It's not just alternative assets that are declining. I read an article on Yahoo Finance put out by Fortune and written by Dylan Sloan titled, "Stellantis CEO Warns of EV Bloodbath and Race to the Bottom if Car Makers Follow Elon Musk's Lead and Start Cutting Prices." The author of this article referenced Carlos Tavares, the CEO of Stellantis, who said, "If you go and cut pricing, disregarding the reality of your costs, you will have a bloodbath." I am trying to avoid a race to the bottom. The Stellantis CEO also said, "I know a company that has brutally cut pricing and their profitability has brutally collapsed." Well, my friends, he is likely talking about Tesla. In my opinion, some automakers have a mess on their hands. Many automakers went all in on electric vehicles, and some will have a hard time unloading them. There are a lot of Americans who can't afford one of these expensive electric vehicles. Even wealthy people who have the money to purchase an EV often don't want to make the transition to an all-electric vehicle for a variety of reasons. I just find it interesting that the word bloodbath was used. I want the best for the automakers because I want to see them stay profitable so that they can employ as many hardworking American people as possible. I don't want to see people lose their jobs and struggle to support their families. What scares me the most is the fact that automakers are experiencing this drop in demand for electric vehicles during a time when our economy is supposedly doing great if you listen to politicians and the mainstream media. What in the world is going to happen if and when we enter an ugly recession? You could lose sleep at night thinking about this. I personally try not to. I'm curious, what do you think is going to transpire with some of these automakers moving forward? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Please keep in mind that everything in this video is for entertainment purposes only, and nothing in this video is financial advice or advice of any kind. If you need advice, seek advice from a qualified professional in good standing who puts your interests first and foremost. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Please also consider sharing this video with your friends. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. Check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.